Well, it's up to me now. And I'm the only thing stopping us from getting out of here in about 4.5 minutes. So I'm going to make it really quick. I'm seeing the heads. So, first of all, and I said a little bit earlier, but it is truly humbling to set up here. And it's even more humbling, as Sean said, when you sit in the middle seat, because it is not only the people of the city that thought we were worthy enough to sit in these chairs, but then your colleagues think you're worthy enough to sit in this chair. We're still a council of 5, but this is very, very humbling. And I just want to thank the people of Yuba City and my colleagues for giving me the honor to serve as the mayor this next year to start with. So thank you. And as Pastor Allen mentioned earlier, I want to do something that's a little different to start off with, because it's very ironic that today is the 80th anniversary for Pearl Harbor. And it's really ironic that I've had significant things in my life happen on this same day. This is another event happening on December 7th. But I would just ask that we all pause for a moment and pay respect and to those that laid down their lives, because what happened 80 years ago and what continues to happen with our men and women today that serve keeps all of that stuff off of our soil here and in other parts of the world. So please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. Pastor Allen, I want to say thank you to you first, because during this past year, I've gotten to know you and Charlene a lot better, my wife and I have. And I will tell you, as a veteran, naval captain, pastor, grandpa, friend, you are one of the most gentlest men that I have ever met. You have a heart of gold. And I can't express how much it is for you to be here tonight. It really touched my heart. So thank you, sir. To our administrative team, Judy, Sierra, George, you guys, thank you for everything you guys do for the chambers, keeping us on track. Again, as Mark said, juggling all the schedules. There's 2 of us that are running different companies, and it gets to be a cat and mouse type of scenario, or herding cats, because my schedule doesn't work with his and his doesn't work with yours. But thank you for your patience, and I'm so looking forward to working with you guys even more closely this next year. So, Dave Vaughn, thank you for your time here with us the past 10 months. I wish you the very best in your future endeavors, and hope you have all the success that you can find there. So, Shannon, the mayor said it so well. You're the rock, you're the constant, you're there. You take those phone calls and you keep us right within those bumper rails. So thank you for everything that you do. And Diana, thank you for not only being willing to serve as an interim, but thank you after 3 tries now that we've asked you, and everything is in timing. But thank you for accepting the role that I firmly think the position was meant for you. So I really do look forward to working with you this next year, and thank you. I moved to Yuba City 30 years ago. Never thought in the wildest dreams I would be sitting in these chambers and at this dais. It's been former mayors, Cash Gill and others, that introduced me to the government here in Yuba City, because I spent a lot of my time either at the State House in Sacramento or DC with professional organizations. So it's been quite the journey, and it's definitely honoring to be here, because I never would have thought that. A kid that grew up in South Alabama, comes to California in the Air Force and ends up falling in love with the city and getting to serve. It's amazing. I want to thank my parents who couldn't be here tonight. I know they're watching, so wherever the camera's at, hi, Mom, Dad, Stepmom, everybody, you're all there. Wish you guys were here, but I understand. My kids, this is a family affair because, my kids decided as of, 3 years ago that they're going to loan Dad to the city if the city would have him. So thanks for letting me serve, and thanks for being there. All the things you guys put up with and do, I really appreciate it. My wife, my constant. One thing about my wife and I is anything we do, we go, as Mark said, we give it everything we've got. And, you get the two of us, whether you like it or not. We only get one check, though. Shannon, I'm just checking. But dear, would have never have started down this avenue if you hadn't said yes. And thank you for being my constant rock through everything. So hold on. Apparently, it's a different year. We need to talk to these two. It's really, you heard a lot tonight, and everything centers around relationship. And I want to talk to our council here real quick, and I want to thank you guys for the hard work that we've already done over the past 3 years. It's been tremendous, the thing that we have done working together as a team with all of the employees of the city. And we've built great relationships amongst here. We can sit up here and philosophically or politically disagree on things, but it stays here. And we do it with great decorum and respect, and it's just amazing. And I just want to say thank you. Mark, I said a little bit earlier, but I definitely I can't thank you enough for the things and the mentorship you've done this past year, because we have this morning meeting that just naturally occurred. We both stop at the same Starbucks. There's only 10 in town, but we both stop at the same one. So sometimes it's 10 seconds. Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, how's it going? Good. Anything? No, we're good today. Okay, we're gone. Other times it's like, hey, what's going on? Come here a minute. Then you're going, oh boy. And then as my wife noted, I'm at the office 8:15, 8:30. She calls it a Dave delay. So she knows something's going on. But, your mentorship and as Grace said, your inclusion and making sure the city came first this year is greatly appreciated. And I really appreciate everything you've done. Our city team, our E-team, you guys rock. We cannot say enough about the leadership you have over all your departments. Some of you has only been in the departments a year or less, but you guys are already rock stars. You guys are doing the job and continuing on. The city has not missed a beat, and you guys continue to step up. So definitely want to say thank you. And to all the employees, which I often refer to as our team. You're the glue of this city. One of the greatest joys I've had during the last few years is being able to get out and spend time with the various departments and see what they do. And I will tell you, they are some of the best people I have ever met. And, I've heard people say, well, they only work here to here. I've watched these people give back till it hurts. They go above and beyond. To them, it's not a job, it's a passion, and they love the city. So to our entire team, thank you for everything you've done, all the accomplishments we've done this past year together, and I'm looking forward to more coming up this next year. So now I'm getting on to, and I really got to hurry here. But I thought about what I was going to say, and we've been going through a lot of things at our church lately with a study in Corinthians. And if you know anything about Bible, you know that the Apostle Paul wrote a lot of the New Testament. And I thought, what would I say, or what would he say to our council? And it would basically be of good cheer, be encouraged, because you've already done a lot of good work. You're going to continue doing good work, and I'm going to challenge you. We've done a lot of things, and a lot of things have changed in the past 3 years. And I remember 3 years ago coming in here, and at that time, Mayor Harris, because of the things going on, I would never forget one of the comments you made, and that was the ego stopped at the door. And that set the tone from day one for the council. We had the privilege of having you as mayor for 2 years, did a great job. Then we moved to Mayor Boomgarden, and he reminded us to control what we can control, and this city needs to be open for business. And the Business Retention Task Force, I appreciate it, but that was the former mayor. he just gave me the privilege of being on it. So tonight I want to challenge and encourage us as we found in the Bible, as Paul did. And there's 4 words that really come to mind, and you heard those earlier in this: integrity, character, servitude, and humanity. And a lot of times we sit here at the dais, or people come in before us, and people either think we know it all or they think they know it all. And I just want to challenge us in the fact that Paul said in Corinthians, do not get puffed up with knowledge, meaning don't get arrogant. Don't get to where you think you know everything. We're here to listen. And I guarantee you, I'll be the first one to tell you, I don't know everything about everything. Not a one of us up here does. It takes us collectively, the city team, the E-team, the council, the public, to figure out what's the best course of action. So what we're looking forward to this next year, working together and listening and making sure that we form strategic partnerships, both public and private, focusing on business retention, the health of our citizens. We got the new blue zones. We know there's mental health issues out there. We've seen those because of COVID. We've got housing issues, and that's all housing, not just affordable, but all housing. And then job training. And one thing that Mayor Boomgarden did was aligned us up with committees with our strengths and our talents. And one thing I saw out of GSEC, how GSEC works with SACOG, and they're getting training centers going. You have probably heard it on the news, the Aggie Square that's going in downtown Sacramento area. That's a joint effort between the agencies of GSEC and SACOG. And it's really a great thing that's happening. We need to bring those here. We need to face every challenge head on. And even though we got all the changes going on, we have the opportunity to embrace the future leadership with a brand new city manager. She's had a lot of OJT, but it's time that we seize those opportunities. We focus on what our primary responsibilities to the community are, which we've talked about during COVID, because so many people wanted so many things. But they were providing police and fire protection, safe drinking water, sewer service, and the infrastructure. Those are our priorities. We have a lot of opportunities ahead of us when it comes to all the money that's coming in with the CARES Act, the ARPA, and now the infrastructure bill. We got to work collaboratively as a team. That has to continue. And that brings me to the point that you've already heard said earlier, kind of a lot of constant themes. But while I'm honored to sit in this chair, there is no team, or there's no I in team. This is a we. This is an us. We have to work as 5 plus 300. That's our team for the city. So it's a little over 300 people that we have to work together to serve this community. So with that, I want to challenge you with a couple of things. I want to challenge all of our residents in Yuba City. Join us and the team here at the city and become part of the solution. Whatever the opportunity is, whatever the problem is, the obstacle, come on board and be part of the solution, and let's solve this. And to my fellow council members, I just want to encourage us, as we've seen in prior years, and it's not the history of this council, but we know that we've got a little thing coming up called the silly season, okay? And let's not be distracted by the silly season called election season. Let's keep all of that outside of 1201 Civic Center. And let's continue to serve together with integrity, character, servitude, and with the utmost humility as we serve our great city. And I tell you, one of my prayers every day is that God will give us collectively the wisdom to lead, the patience to listen, as you did so well, Mr. Mayor. And I hope and pray that he'll bless our city and our homes here. And with that, I will wrap up unless there's anything else you guys have. So on that note, we will adjourn the meeting. Thank you.